LPT, for people with low self-esteem. Be as kind to yourself as you are to the people you love. You wouldn't humiliate them, so don't do it to you. You deserve respect as much as them. Edit. Given some of the comments, it seems that my message wasn't clear. My point is not to tell people to love themselves, because, indeed, it's not a choice. However, we can choose how we treat people. You can be kind to people you don't like. The same way, you can be kind to yourself even if you don't like yourself. Love and respect are two different things. Look, you don't get it. Everyone deserves compassion except for me. It's just the rules of low self-esteem. Lol. Nobody hates me as much as I hate me. My friend often says mean things about herself. I always say, don't talk about my friend like that. Of course we dive deeper, but it's a good reset that lets her really hear it. My friend just turned to me one day, completely unprompted, and said you deserve to be just as much as anyone else. That was 10 years ago, but I still repeat it to myself when I have to go somewhere public to socialize. My partner always says if anyone else talked about you the way you talk about yourself, I'd beat them up. It's good to get an outside perspective like that because it can be easy to be cruel to yourself. Edit. Just to be clear, we don't condone violence. It's hypothetical only. I deal a lot with intrusive thoughts, like I don't want this life or I don't want to live. Recently, I've been trying to be more aware of them. I stop myself at I don't want and finish with these thoughts. It's a small thing, but it helps. Golden Rule Part 1, treat others like you would want to be treated. Golden Rule Part 2, treat yourself like you would want to treat others. My therapist knows my family and he said I heard about you. I said oh yeah? He said yes, I heard you were kind to everyone. But I don't believe them. I don't believe you are kind to everyone. I believe you are kind to everyone but one person. Yourself. In the almighty words of BoJack Horseman, I'm a piece of. Self-esteem is quite mysterious to me. I'm on a quest to regain it. It's weird too because you can have good self-esteem in regard to some parts of yourself but not others. I try and be aware of myself doing this now. I had an epiphany after calling myself a effing idiot and realized how unhealthy that was and how often I do that kind of thing in my internal thoughts. I try and catch myself and stop it. In a men's group right now. They said on day 1 you are worthy of love and respect, and you don't have to do anything to be worthy. NGL, that is uncomfortable to hear. They then asked 1 to 10 how willing we are to help someone else if they ask, then how willing we are to ask for help if we need it. Averages were 8 for giving help, and 2 for asking. Thanks, I'm cured. This right here. I judge everyone else based off of their apparent intentions, because that's what I would want. I judge myself based off of the effects of my actions, because I know my intentions and what information I had, or should have known. I don't deserve the compassion because I actually do know how I could do better. I just can't ever execute it in real time. Edit. Self-hatred is boring. It's just the same over and over, all the time. Themes the rules. Lol. Really though, healthy self-esteem isn't something that we learn to have, it's something that we're born with but was lost/taken somewhere along the line, usually in childhood. Realizing where it happened and why is really helpful. I feel like my therapist hit the nail on the head when she talked about how I look after my dog compared to how I look after myself. Yep. Can confirm that I am a lazy piece of garbage, constantly letting myself and others down. Once a girl asked me out on a date, but I'd never go out with someone who has such poor taste in men. Sounds like you have an amazing partner. My ex was the kind of person that would encourage it so that she could dominate my life because she's that disgusting. Where are you from that your therapist knows your family? Here in Germany people would see that as a conflict of interest and strongly encourage you to get a different therapist. Doubly so if they're his clients as well. I was on a quest as well. I think I've made good progress the last 2 years. I really think mushrooms helps a lot. First it helped me empathize with other people and then it helped me empathize with myself. I am so late and so forgetful and so uninterested in working hard and getting a corner office. I don't care about titles and I would much rather hang out with the janitor at work than the vice president. I lose everything. At my bank last week they told me they don't think they can give me any more debit cards because I've lost so many. I said, why, how many have I had? I've had 14 debit cards for one account. I took mushrooms last year on 4th of July and after the fireworks, amazing BTW, fireworks on mushrooms is chef's kiss. I just sat around thinking about me as a person and I realized, oh, I'm just a big golden retriever dog. I want to love everyone, I'm forgetful, I'm so excitable, I'll hang out with everyone, I don't care if someone is or Asian or short or Jewish, I don't give a. I'm always searching for new friends who are fun, outgoing, kind people like myself. And games. I want to play so many games, volleyball and lawn darts and slam ball and poker and sequence and spades. I love playing games. I realize that's just who I am, I'm a big golden retriever. I'm never going to be a vice president or the head of anything, I just want to go camping and canoeing and swim in the ocean and ride dune buggies and see sunrises. Last week I was in Mexico and for the life of me I can't sleep in, no matter what. I think it's like if you go to a sleepover with a fun friend and you can't wait for them to wake up so you can do wild. That's how I feel about myself now after a couple of years of intense therapy and self-searching. So I got up so early and I jumped on my scooter and rode to the east side of the island and laid on a blanket, this is all by myself BTW, and smoked a joint and watched the sunrise so beautiful I cried. After a while I rode my scooter back around the island and turned my music all the way up and laughed and I thought, you know what, I love being me, I really do. I've had an amazing day and it's only 9 AM and I feel so happy. And I'm driving along on the scooter beside the ocean and the beautiful waves are crashing and the sun is over the water and I smell the salt in the air and I feel the warm breeze on my face and hear the sounds of Bad Bunny blasting from my Bluetooth speaker and then suddenly the music dies. Fuck, I say, I've dropped my phone. I had been just haphazardly riding with the phone on my lap because I was so into the song that my phone had slipped off. So I went back and drove everywhere again. I knew it must have been within the range of the Bluetooth speaker and I'm on my hands and knees over where I went off-road and I thought to myself, you know what buddy, this is also part of being me. Yes, I'm spontaneous and fun and carefree but also it's not all rainbows and sparkles. Terry's times like these where I've spent 20 minutes looking for a phone I stupidly had on my lap going off-road on a scooter. And that's when I decided, you know what? I love this part too. I love all the parts of being me. The whole thing. So like, do normal people go around all day telling themselves they are not giant pieces of garbage? How is that even possible? Can't ask for help. People are busy and stressed enough without a burden like me holding them back. Have you tried being happy? Just stop being sad, stay positive vibes only. No, your sarcasm is warranted. I don't know what's happening with LPT lately, but suddenly we're getting a lot of sanctimonious motivational poster posts. Someone else said they're wondering if it's a bot churning these tips out. I'm beginning to look at them at a whole new light. And the fun thing? You can know that, you can give that advice to others, but it won't work on yourself. Thanks, Brian Brain. My family, we love you so much, you're amazing. Me, nah, I know better. Something I learned after finally getting therapy, that voice in your head saying that isn't yours. It's disguised as yours, but someone else planted it there. It takes time and effort, but you can replace that voice with your own. So now, when I'm feeling down about myself, I don't hear that voice tearing me down, I hear my own voice talking to me like I would want a loving parent to. For example, look at you, you're eating fast food again. You'll always be a piece of. Versus now, yeah, you're eating fast food today, but you've been really good about abstaining from it and haven't had any for the past few weeks. You had a weak moment, so enjoy this food and have a salad for lunch tomorrow. You're still rocking this weight loss journey. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. It's a powerful concept, but it does ignore the pattern we get totally locked into out of mental habit. I've found that the mental habits are the ones that are truly hard to break, because you don't even recognize you're still doing it because the mental self-destruction/abuse is second nature. This is just a limiting belief. Beliefs can change. Your perfectionism can be overcome. It takes work and the work doesn't end. You are worth the work. Yep. Oh, she's into me. That's one of a red flag. I would never join a club that would have me as a member. Groucho Marx. What the dude? No. Seriously, no. Are you okay? Do you think this kid is crazy or some enough to try and hurt you? It would be frowned upon in the US, as well. And a therapist could actually get in trouble for talking to the family about the client. Even acknowledging that someone is your client is a breach of confidentiality. I wrote this LPT because it helped me very much. Short story, I was depressed at the end of a long day in which I had made several mistakes. I started to blame myself. You'll never achieve it, etc. Then I realized that I would never talk like that to other people. It would be an humiliation and I would be ashamed to do that. It was an electroshock. Since I decided that I should be kinder to myself, even if I have a low self-esteem. I consider it as a moral duty. I mean, I blame Brian too, he probably had something to do with it. See? I must be terrible as I manipulated them into thinking I'm good. Such a monster. The problem for me is that it is my voice and it was planted by me. No one has done anything to make me feel this way. But I don't want to help me, he sucks. Can I just volunteer at an animal shelter or something? Transitioning from a place of being kind to oneself instead of cruel can feel so wrong and unnatural. This is where the concept of faking it until making it can come in. If you can focus on nurturing yourself, being compassionate and understanding in general, but particularly when it feels like you should be beating yourself up. Even if it feels fake and wrong for a long while at first. It eventually makes a huge lifelong difference. The initial thing that got the ball rolling was her audacity to be ever more disrespectful. Something either really triggered her narc rage or she found supply elsewhere, but I couldn't give two less about what her problem was. I bought a book called, Should I Stay or Should I Go? https://www.amazon.com/dp/bo16989heu ref_cm_sw_appen_dp_forum QMNX86 in 31h397dd, and that was the catalyst. After reading it, I went and saw a therapist that was an expert in narcissistic relationships. It was a painful process, but necessary and way more than worth the pain. I would go through it again 5 times in a row if it meant I could grow like I am right now. Life is different. I'm more engaged. I'm more me. You can start by learning about narcissistic relationships. https://youtube.com/@drramani. There's a whole different world out here. Dump the garbage and come join us. Heart, Africa, Heart, Edit. Here's another resource from a separate business to satisfy the standards of those that believe this is an ad. I highly recommend this one as well. https://podcast.apple.com/us/podcast/save-your-sanity help for toxic relationships/id1142068098 might have fit on r/deciding Toba better. It's a good tip, but I never felt that LPT was the best place for psychological stuff. There. Right there. That needed to be the post, that story, that realization. I am not going to be connected to, treat yourself better as you would treat others line. It makes people who have problems with self-esteem feel even worse. Because we know, deep down, that is just a problem with self-perception. But we feel undeserving. Telling us about the platitude without the journey, is like when someone tells me, it's easy to make friends, you just go out and meet people. Yeah, Brian. It's not that I'm the only flawed person, it's that the flaws of others are forgivable. While only mine are insurmountably unforgivable. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone says do this good/healthy/beneficial thing, you owe it to yourself, Ma'am/sir, what I believe I owe myself is giving my Beretta a, not busting my at the gym, so I love through this longer than I have to. Not immediately suicidal, just making the point. He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.